Sport jokes. A soccer coach walked into the locker room before a game, looked over to his star player and said, "I'm not supposed to let you play since you failed math. But we need you in there. So, what I have to do is ask you a math question, and if you get it right, you can play." The player agreed, and the coach looked into his eyes intently and asks, "Okay, now concentrate hard and tell me the answer to this. What is 2 plus 2? The player thought for a moment and then he answered, "I think, no. Yes. Euro trademark, am not sure. What about 4? Did you say 4? The smiled coach exclaimed, excited that he got it right. At that, all the other players on the team began screaming, "Come on coach, give him another chance." Sex jokes. A French monk wrote a manifesto stating that every woman would agree to sell her body for money. The manifesto was read by the Queen of France and she invited the monk for a chat. "So, you're stating that every woman would agree to sell herself?" "Yes. Me too. Of course. And how much do you think I would cost?" 500 francs. What? Only 500 francs? Here you go, you've already started to negotiate. IT jokes. Computers are like air conditioners. They work fine until you start opening windows. Animal jokes. A man drives to a gas station and has his tank filled up. The gas pumper spots 2 penguins sitting in the back seat of the car. He asks the driver, "What's up with the penguins in the back seat?" The man in the car says, "I found them. I asked myself what to do with them, but I haven't had a clue." The clerk ponders a bit then says, "You should take them to the zoo." "Hey, that's a good idea," says the man in the car and drives away. The next day the man with the car is back at the same gas station. The clerk sees the penguins are still in the back seat of the car. "Hey, they're still here. I thought you were going to take them to the zoo." "Oh, I did," says the driver, "and we had a swell time. Today I am taking them to the beach." Jokes about men. Why does it take 100 million sperm to fertilize one egg? Because not one will stop and ask for directions. Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris can sit at the corner of a round table. IT jokes. What did the spider do on the computer? Made a website. Math jokes. And then the devil said, "Let's put the alphabet into mathematics." Alcohol jokes. There is man sitting in a bar who is really, really drunk. When the bar closes, he gets up to go home. He stumbles and falls couple of times and finally manages to get out of the door. As he gathers himself, he sees a nun passing by. He stumbles over to her and starts punching her in the face. The nun is shocked beyond belief, but before she could say anything, he leans over and punches her again. This time the nun hits the pavement. The drunk stumbles over to her, kicks her in the butt, picks her up and throws her against the wall. By now the nun is very weak and can barely move. He leans over her, grabbing her by the collar of her habit and says, "Not feeling too strong tonight, I thought you would be tougher, Batman." Military jokes. As we stood in formation at the Pensacola Naval Air Station, our flight instructor said, "Euro all right. All you dummies fall out Euro." As the rest of the squad wandered away, I remained at attention. The instructor walked over until he was eye to eye with me, and then just raised a single eyebrow. I smiled and said, "Euro sure was a lot of Euro sir Euro."